Good morning. There are many things that make us up as individuals, as well as families, as communities, societies, our world in general, right? The currents are always in motion. A few weeks ago, we spoke about the air that's circulating above us, the jet stream air traveling around the top of our atmosphere at hundreds of miles an hour. In a sense, swishing this way and that, helping to cause the climate, narrowing down to our personal lives, to ourselves as we awaken in the morning, for instance. What do we find? We find there are, in a sense, currents. I call them currents, but they're ideas or they're moments where we're thinking, and it's in these different kinds of thoughts we're talking about are shaping, influencing whom we are in the moment we're in the moment's going to be coming into our view, because they're cascading towards us. It's not that we can slow them down. We can take more time and make a greater effort to be aware of the moments, but they are by nature streaming, and we're a part of that. But it's something to think about. It goes in line with the idea, the more that one is aware of themselves, the more that one, in a positive manner, and I mean this, we're always aware of ourselves. So let's not think that we're not, because we are. It's a question of how wide one's perspective is, how focused and concentrated we are in evaluating the moments as they're passing before us, as we're participating in them. That's what we're talking about, it in a sense. Anyway, I want to read something from the School of Practical Philosophy and Meditation. It's just 3 paragraphs, basically. If you don't mind, I think that you'll like it. It's provocative. It's evoking in us a feeling, and I want to share it with you. Many years ago, when I worked as a transfusion volunteer at a hospital, I got to know a little 3-year-old girl who was suffering from a disease. The little girl needed blood from her 5-year-old brother, who had miraculously survived the same disease. The boy had developed the antibodies needed to combat the illness and was the only hope for his sister. The doctor explained the situation to the little brother and asked if the boy would be willing to give his blood to his sister. I saw him hesitate only for a moment before he took a deep breath and said, "Yes, I will do it if it will save my sister." As the transfusion progressed, he lay in bed next to his sister and smiled, seeing the color returning to her cheeks. Then his face grew pale and his smile faded. He looked up at the nurse beside him and asked with a trembling voice, "When will I start to die?" The young boy had misunderstood the doctor and thought he had to die to save his sister. I'm not sure how you respond to this little story, but for sure it brings tears to my eyes. It's amazing how just a few paragraphs of literature, of a story, can change how we feel in this moment. And it makes one think. We can, seeing these changes brought on, we can help manipulate ourselves in our own ways, in our own days, in our own moments. This is what mindful meditation is for. This is what newspapers are for, and television. This is what movies are for, and speeches. This is what conversations are for, and meaningful physical activities. Someone touches you, shakes your hands, or gives you a kiss. These kinds of things. Everything is a persuasion, a perspective being shared, being assimilated, or being ignored. It brings us back to full circle to what I like to speak about as being the most important thing that we do in a day, which is remember the sanctity of our own being, of our own good fortune. Just having an opportunity to help direct and guide our own lives. Because this is what we're attaining an ability to do, is help be the helmsperson of our ship of life upon the sea of life. It's a responsibility as well as a gift, because undone, one is more haphazardly making one's way through one's day. What is it in our pursuit of mindful meditation we should be looking for the most? What is the purpose of mindful meditation? Is to improve one's own sense of virtue, of positivity. It doesn't really matter in what way one facilitates one's heightened awareness. As we all know, there are many different religions and different spiritual traditions are available for Homo sapiens to follow. All of them with a similar goal of advancing oneself spiritually, by definition. But it is in the actual, what is one manifesting? What is one being successful about? What are one's goals? What is one aspiring toward? If we can summarize, encapsulate all of these different traditions, it is a sense of virtuosity mankind is seeking. A sense of being kind and understanding. A sense of compassion and empathy. A sense of wisdom. Utilizing one's experience for a greater depth of maturity, of open-mindedness, of being a witness rather than a judge, gaining and broadening in one's perspective. These are some of the goals one might have. And of course, to facilitate these important goals or other goals, patience is a goal that helps us be patient. Strength helps us be strong. Discipline, perseverance help us put in the effort to help us be successful in attaining other goals. It's a package. It's like a car. It's not just an engine and wheels, but you also need a steering wheel. You also need a means to communicate with other cars, so you have blinkers and lights and horns, etc. One need be a package of different things. That's what's important. It's not so much you practice Buddhism or Hinduism or Christianity or Islam or Zoroastrianism or Druidism or Sikhism. It's that you practice mindful meditationism within the concepts, within the traditions of these different spiritual traditions one needs to be thinking about. So whichever one chooses. Keep in mind what's most important. It is one's own self-evolution. One's utilizing one's tools. Self-affirmation. Sacred phrases to help one initiate, like that story helps one initiate a sense of emotionality and of someone's giving. A little boy willing to sacrifice his life for his little sister. Each of us, in each of our days, in all of our moments, are making decisions on something or another. Lean and take little steps towards that which is, is better, that improves oneself, rather than the opposite. Improve thyself can be the lesson of our day. Thinking about these things, the music continues for a minute. I wish everyone well in the journey we're going to be taking today. Namaste.